If you're confused about what's going on in the market and all the different Iran updates, don't worry, it's not just you. Let me catch you up to speed. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. Very quickly, again, the MSTZ position, I made a little bit over $4,000 today, and then the TQQQ position did not trade it any longer. It was 2,200. Again, my main focus is I trade live every single morning with my LPP team. I'm going to be trading live tomorrow. I'd love for you to tune on in. And again, if you want to, it's the second link in the description down below, and it is a discount link. So what's going on, right? One moment we're celebrating the end of a war and markets begin to recover. And another moment, it doesn't seem like it any longer, right? Markets peaked. We began to retrace. I feel like I did a really good job in today's video kind of highlighting some of the concerns, and those concerns kind of came to light. Obviously, things can still change on a dime. A tweet can get sent out and it can just change the overall sentiment. There could be less uncertainty or more uncertainty injecting itself. And that's really what we're kind of like taking this as is there more certainty that there is going to be a ceasefire and a deal between Iran and the US? Or are they going to continue to butt heads? Because if you guys have not seen it, supposedly, right, the U.S. Trump administration wanted to set up a ceasefire, supposedly for a month. Iran has officially rejected the U.S. peace proposal. We talked about this in today's earlier video. They had 5 conditions that were pretty much non-negotiable that the U.S. had to meet. And Trump did not like that. So it says the White House responds after Iran rejects Trump's 15-point plan. If Iran fails to accept the reality that they have been defeated, Trump will hit harder. Again, politics aside, this injects more uncertainty. It doesn't matter what I think or what you think. It really doesn't. It's the stock market doesn't care about how we think something is said or how it offends us. Well, that doesn't sound like a resolution. It sounds like, well, if you want to put a 15-point plan and Iran fails to accept the reality that they've been defeated, according to the Trump administration, that Trump will hit harder. And that does not sound like a ceasefire. So it makes sense on why markets were beginning to drop. Iranian officials have told mediators that they have been tricked twice by President Trump, and we do not want to be fooled again. In the 2 previous rounds of talks with Iran, Trump greenlit surprise attacks while claiming to be seeking a deal. And this is why Iran is kind of treading lightly, right? Are they setting up for another attack is what they're insinuating. The thing that I want to remind you is that, okay, well, where does this put us right now? Again, as of right now, from the most recent updates, yes, there is more uncertainty. It doesn't sound like we're going to close a deal anytime soon. Iran came with the five conditions that were non-negotiable, and Trump said, no, we're not going to meet that. And if you don't accept our ceasefire, we're going to come back and obliterate you even harder. That injects more uncertainty. Now, again, if the tone and the sentiment change, regardless if we agree or disagree of that's how they should be negotiating, remember, Trump, if he really just wants markets to rally, he can send out a tweet of, okay, we'll work out a deal. We're making progress. We've had great talks. That would inject certainty into the market. So look out for that. If we get any update that there's more of an escalation, there's more attacks that are happening on either side, how do you think markets will react? Markets will most likely drop, right? That's what I want you to understand. As of right now, on the 1 hour time frame, we're looking at this on the kind of larger time frame. Different time frames give you different perspectives. I want to remind you, NASDAQ, technically speaking, is a little bit on the oversold side based off previous patterns. So it's itching to skyrocket back into the 600s. All it needs is a Trump tweet. Remember that for everyone that's choosing to short. But if this does continue and things do continue to escalate, then of course, markets have every reason to inject uncertainty, to make new lows. And while markets make new lows, what's been going up? Oil. We talked about this, especially if you're part of my LPP team. If you look at it for the past few days, right? markets sell off due to escalation. No, ceasefire. Okay. Well, when the ceasefire began to happen, my apologies. When ceasefire began to happen, oil saw a sharp retracement, and then oil began to recover because nope, there was no actual, deals signed. And then, oh no, there is going to be a deal signed. Oil drops again, and then today, from the pre-market session into today's close, check this out. UCO, which is oil from lows to highs, that was a 7% move, almost 8%. We have members within LPP that all they're doing is they're day trading oil. They're working with the lows and working with the highs, right? They take profits and then they wait for the next setup. So as of right now, we're testing a previous resistance range. We'll see. Hey, is Trump going to follow up with a good tweet to inject certainty into the market and then oil prices drop again? And then if there is no progress, then oil will recover and markets will drop again. I just want you to be aware of how these different commodities are moving based off of the different news and updates that are being shared. And silver and gold are seeing very similar patterns. We rallied when there was certainty and reassurance that markets were going to get better and there was a ceasefire, and then it began to give it back as there was uncertainty. Same thing with gold. Rallied, began to give it back. So again, if you're optimistic and you believe that markets are only going to recover and there will be a ceasefire, it makes sense on why you're possibly maybe going long on the NASDAQ market, maybe going long on gold, maybe going long on silver based off of how they've been reacting. But if you think that there is uncertainty and more escalations around the corner, then again, maybe you kind of want to stay away and give them some room to retrace. The reason we're talking about that is because it's not just that, but the Mag 7 stocks, Microsoft down 33%, Meta down 24%, Tesla down 22%, Amazon down 17%, Google, Alphabet down 16%, Nvidia down 15%, Apple down 12%. Again, we talked about this. If you're part of my LPP team, we're making sure that traders are reminded that, again, we're also here to invest. And markets have sold off enough, especially some of these Mag 7 stocks, that if markets really do begin to recover, a lot of these very valuable and very successful businesses like the Mag 7 are down a decent amount, that if markets do begin to recover, then these individual companies can begin to see recovery as well. So we're definitely paying attention to it. We're not being aggressive in buying into them, but definitely something that I'm choosing to entertain as we begin to establish or show signs of a support, but knowing that things can get worse before they get better. So again, we're going to talk about this a little bit more in tomorrow's live trading session. I would love to see you there. I mean, as of right now, things are always changing. We started the day off with certainty and we ended it with uncertainty. We'll see what tomorrow presents. I'm going to do my part in keeping you up to date. And if you would like to tune on into our live sessions, all I literally ask you to do is click that second link in the description down below. Join LPP. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. And we'll see you at market open for our live session. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.